The DJI Air 3 has been out now for about 9 months. I am traveling in the Dominican Republic, and this was my first choice and my choice over the Mavic 3 Pro for traveling. In this video, I'm going to tell you about why I choose the Air 3 versus my Mavic 3 Pro when traveling, but also I'm going to let you know what are my thoughts after owning this for about 9 months. Let's get it started. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Eddie and I create drone content and all sorts of camera, tech, and gear content as well. In this video today, I'm going to be talking specifically about the Air 3. That is the drone that I chose to come here to the Dominican Republic and fly this beautiful island. Now, there are 3 main reasons why I chose this drone over the Mavic 3 Pro, which I'm going to be discussing today. But first and foremost, let me go ahead and plug in DroneWorks for sponsoring this video and sponsoring my channel. DroneWorks is a professional store located in Florida in the United States with all of your drone needs, not only on the consumer grade, but also on the enterprise grade. DroneWorks has it all. If you're gonna be going ahead and checking out whether that's a Pocket 3 or your next DJI drone, or even like Autel, if they ever put out another drone, make sure to check out DroneWorks because they have it all. Let them know that Eddie sent you and you might get a little freebie in your package. So before we get to the why, the Air 3 over the Mavic 3 Pro, let me first give you my impressions of after owning this drone now for 9 months. So the DJI Air 3 is a very fast and nimble drone. It is compact, it is lightweight, it has tremendous battery life. It has the dual cameras here, so the wide angle and the 3x tele lens. It has the obstacle avoidance sensors, the same ones that are found on the Mavic 3 Pro, and it lets you tap into those cameras so you can see as you're flying left, right, forward, and in reverse. This little drone has pretty much all the same features as the Mavic 3 Pro with some slight differences, which we'll get to in a second. But after owning this for 9 months, this drone in particular has been so much fun to fly, mainly because of its speed. The speed that the Air 3 has, in my opinion, is world-class when it comes to any sort of GPS drones that are out in the market. This drone is so fast, I can get to my destination in a blink of an eye, literally in a blink of an eye. You don't even need to place this drone in sports mode. In terms of camera quality, you do get some very impressive photos out of here and video. Photos, you have the option of shooting in 12 megapixels or 48 megapixels. I find myself using the 12 megapixels more and more often because when I'm flying with the Air 3, this is the drone that I'm using to share photos on my social media platforms such as Instagram, X, Facebook. I'm using 12 megapixels because I find like the 48 megapixel seems a little bit over sharpened, seems a little bit too artificial, if you will, and there's no real way to tame this down. Now, this aperture is locked in at a 1.7 for the wide angle lens and at a 2.8 for the 3x tele lens. And you don't have a variable aperture here. So ND filters is a must. And I always use my ND filters when flying this for videos. So let's jump right into my video impressions. So on here, you have all the same modes that you do have on the Mavic 3 Pro. So you have D-Log M, you have HLG, you have a normal color picture profile, 4K up to 60 frames per second. You can also do slow motion, 4K 120 frames per second. You can do hyperlapses, auto exposure bracketed. I know I'm talking about photos now. I'm flip-flopping back and forth, but I'm remembering all the phenomenal features that the Air 3 has, including night mode. Night mode is something that, we don't leverage a lot. But when you think about a 1.7 aperture with night mode, that is a winning combination and something that everyone should be using when flying the Air 3. Now, in terms of battery performance, I am getting an astounding 40 minutes. I mean, here in the Caribbean island, it's hot, it's windy. Not sure if you can hear the wind. I am wearing a windscreen here on my DJI mic, but this thing is giving me about 40 minutes. It's allowing me to capture 400 to 500 shots on my hyperlapses. It's allowing me to fly for about 30 to 40 minutes in the air, capturing video. That is a wonderful performance when it comes to the Air 3. Having the ability to own this since release date, thanks to DroneWorks, I am literally in love. I typically didn't give this drone much flight time because I only had one battery. Zach hooked it up and sent me a FlyMore combo. Thank you, Zach. Now I have 3 batteries. And this is why I chose this drone. This is why I went with the Air 3 over the Mavic 3 Pro. Not because I have 3 batteries now, because I have 6 in the Mavic 3 Pro, but because of some very unique characteristics that this drone has, especially when you want to travel and you want to travel light. So let's get into those 3 reasons why. All right, so what are the top 3 reasons on the Air 3 that made me choose this drone in particular over the Mavic 3 Pro when traveling? And that is 3 things: portability, OcuSync 4, and speed. Now let's talk about portability. So portability, this is all you need. And you're gonna say, hey Eddie, but that's the same thing you need on the Mavic 3 Pro. Well, this thing only weighs, I don't even know how much it weighs, but I'll put it here on the screen. This thing is much lighter than the Mavic 3 Pro, so it's gonna be less heavy in your bag. And even the remote is actually lighter. So this is smaller and it has a smaller footprint and it's lighter than the RC Pro. And when you're traveling, or at least when I'm traveling, I used to bring and hoard like all this gear with me. I kind of wanted to bring it all. And I learned that less is more. So the more simplistic your setup is, the more you're going to use it, the more you're going to be motivated to go out there and drone. And just limiting myself to the Air 3 because of its compact size, but with all those features that I discussed, makes this my #1 pick when traveling over the bigger, larger Mavic 3 Pro. Second is OcuSync 4. So this here has OcuSync 4. It's no surprise to us. And OcuSync 4 is now the new wave of DJI products. We had the Mini 4 Pro with OcuSync 4. We got the Air 3 with OcuSync 4. The Avata 2 at the time of publishing this video may or may not be out, but that's also OcuSync 4. So OcuSync 4 now is the new wave. And when we are flying in places such as this here in the Caribbean islands, and you're going behind rocks, you're going behind, mountains, etc., you want to make sure that you get the best signal penetration, and OcuSync 4 delivers. It delivers more than the RC Pro with that OcuSync 3 Plus. Now, last and foremost, speed. And I mentioned this earlier. Speed on the Air 3 is incredible. The Mavic 3 Pro, don't get me wrong, is fast, but it's not as fast as the Air 3. Just the ascent and descent speed of the Air 3 makes you get these crazy dynamic shots where you can just like do an orbit and ascend and reveal the back, especially when you're using the 3x tele lens. You can get some really creative shots, and you can obviously achieve that in post by going ahead and doing like a speed ramp, but it's not the same. You don't get the same motion blur effect. You don't get sort of that same parallax feeling when you do it naturally, organically with the Air 3. So with that being said, the DJI Air 3 is by far my favorite drone when traveling, even over the Mini 4 Pro. The Mini 4 Pro is a fantastic drone, but look at the environment that I'm in. It is windy. I'm at a beachfront. The Mini 4 Pro will struggle. In fact, I use the Air 3 on a windy day here and try to capture a cruise ship, the Ritz-Carlton cruise ship, using the 3x tele lens. And I had to even add a little bit of warp stabilizer to this for my little Instagram reel that I did, because you can see that the camera was fighting it. But imagine if it was the Mini 4 Pro. The Mini 4 Pro there would not be successful. Of course, the very best drone today is still the Mavic 3 Pro. And the Mavic 3 Pro has some incredible features over the Air 3. So, you know, that variable aperture, the SSD, if it goes with Cine, that Hasselblad color science, all those things are wonderful. But again, if you have the option of going with the Mavic 3 Pro or the Air 3 and you're traveling or you're like hiking or something, you want to travel light, I'd much rather go with the Air 3 over the Mavic 3 Pro because you're not sacrificing much. And this guy here, the Air 3, wins hands down when it comes to portability and getting those super dynamic shots. The colors out of this is incredible. I shoot in D-Log M and I apply a conversion LUT and I do my own little grade on Final Cut Pro. And I am coming out with some really incredible content out of this drone and I don't regret it. So that's going to be pretty much it today, guys. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for watching my videos. Please make sure to comment, like, share, subscribe, do all that crazy good YouTube stuff. And yeah, the Air 3, I'm in love. Make sure you check out DroneWorks. Peace.